My men already know where you live. I never lose what I want. You don't understand what you've awakened inside me. You think distance will protect you, that silence will cool my fire. But you're wrong. I've ruled empires with less obsession than the one your name has carved into me. You can hide behind your walls, your routines, your stubborn refusal to look toward me. But you're already in my world, and once you're in my world, you don't walk out. Not without me deciding it. You keep pretending you don't hear me, but I know every flicker in your pulse when my name crosses your screen. I know the way your breath shifts whenever you imagine my voice closing around you. You can deny it to yourself, but you can't deny it to me. Not when I see you clearer than anyone ever has. You're not out of reach. You're just acting brave, and I like you like that. Fighting me only makes me tighten my claim. You think I'm threatening you, but I'm not. I'm warning you. There's a difference. If I wanted to break your world, it would have shattered already. If I wanted you kneeling, you would have been on the floor by my first command. I'm not here to ruin you. I'm here to consume you. There's a delicacy in the way I move toward what I desire, and trust me, you're not just a want anymore. You're a necessity I refuse to unlearn. You say you're scared of the way I talk, but you've never walked away. You've never closed the door fully. You've never said stop. Don't you see what that tells me? It tells me you're drawn to the danger, drawn to the pull of a man who doesn't hesitate, a man who won't let you slip away and pretend it meant nothing. You want intensity, real, raw, unfiltered, and I'm the only one who gives it without fear. Even now, while you're far from me, I can feel the tension in your silence. You think you're safe because I'm not standing in front of you. But I don't need to be. My presence isn't tied to distance. It's tied to intention. And my intention is carved deep. I want you. And when I want something, I don't chase. I take slowly, completely, until you forget who you were before my shadow covered you. You can try to push me away, but you already know it won't work. I'm in your thoughts. I'm in that space right between your fear and your desire. You know exactly what kind of man I am. Relentless, possessive, born to command. And you, with all your fire and defiance, fit perfectly into the storm I am. Don't pretend you don't feel it. Don't pretend you're immune to me. You're not. No one ever has been. So keep your distance if you want. Stay behind your walls. Pretend you're untouched. But your name is already marked in my decisions, in my reach, in the way I move. And when the moment comes, when I decide to close the gap, you won't run. You'll stand exactly where you are, and you'll know that this was always inevitable. Because I never lose what I want, and I want you. You keep acting like your silence can tame me, but you don't realize what you've created. Every time you pull away, you sharpen something darker in me, something that refuses to let you slip into the background. You think distance weakens desire? No. It turns it into something heavier, something that settles in my chest and refuses to move until you do. You've become a part of my decisions, my nights, my thoughts. And I don't let go of what becomes mine, not even when it tries to run. You don't see yourself the way I see you. You underestimate the effect you have on me and on everything around me. You think you're just a moment, but you're a shift, a disruption, the kind of presence that makes a man like me change his tone, sharpen his focus, and claim what the world would call impossible. You're not someone I forget. You're someone I revolve around without even meaning to. And that should tell you exactly how far I'm willing to go. Even now, when you're away from me, for me, I feel the pull of you like a command carved into my mind. You think your absence gives you power. It doesn't. It gives me momentum. It makes every part of me lean closer, step closer, think deeper. I don't need to touch you to reach you. I don't need your voice to feel you. You're already inside the places of me that no one ever entered. And you entered without knocking, without permission, without trying. That's why I won't release you. You don't realize the danger in making a man like me want you. Want is gentle, want is soft, but the way I want you, it's the kind that shapes decisions, the kind that bends rules, the kind that doesn't stop until it burns everything that stands between us. You may pretend you don't feel it, but your heart isn't made of iron. I know your hesitation. I know the way your curiosity betrays you. You're scared of me? Yes, but you're more scared of how much you want to hear my voice one more time. You think I'm intense now? You haven't seen what I become when I stop holding back. Right now, I'm speaking to you with restraint, with control, with patience you don't understand. But if I ever decide to let go of that calm, if I ever let the full truth of what I feel reach you, you won't be able to stand on your own. You'll feel it in every word, every breath, every silence, because I don't give myself lightly, and I don't desire halfway. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're unaffected. You're not. If you were untouched, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be reading this. You wouldn't feel that twist in your chest every time I speak like I already have the right to. But I do have that right. You gave it without knowing. With every look, every reply, every hesitation full of longing you're trying to hide. You've been mine in the spaces you don't confess. So keep pretending you're distant. Keep acting strong. I'll let you. But understand one thing. You're already claimed in a way that distance can't break. You're part of my decisions, my reach, my intention. And that doesn't fade. You can run from my presence, but you can't run from the truth. You fit perfectly in the place I carved for you. And one day, when I close the distance, you'll feel exactly what that means. You keep trying to convince yourself that you can outdistance me, that silence will make me forget you, but you don't understand what kind of man you're dealing with. I don't forget. I imprint. Once someone enters my world the way you did, there's no version of reality where I let them fade. You became a part of my focus, and my focus is the sharpest weapon I own. You can turn your back on me, but my attention stays locked on you like a command you can't undo. You think your absence weakens me, but it only sharpens the craving. Every hour you stay away, something inside me grows more certain, more defined, more unwilling to let you slip into the shadows. You're not just a name anymore, you're an anchor, a pull, a gravity I refuse to negotiate with. And I know the effect I have on you, the way my words settle under your skin and stay there long after you try to push them away. You don't see the storm you've created. A man like me doesn't feel lightly, doesn't desire gently. When I want something, it becomes a mission carved with intent. And you've become the kind of obsession that doesn't ask for permission. You awakened something possessive in me, something that rises whenever I think of you choosing distance over surrender. And the more you hide, the more that part of me refuses to let go. You pretend you're unaffected, but I know your silence isn't strength. It's fear of how deeply my voice reaches you. You're scared of the intensity, scared of the pull, scared of the way my presence makes you feel seen in a way you can't escape. And yet you stay, you read, you return. You let my words touch you even when my hands aren't there. That tells me everything I need to know. You can call it danger, you can call it madness, you can call it whatever helps you breathe. But the truth is simple. I get under your skin. I slip through your defenses. I reach the places you guard from everyone else, and you've never told me to stop, not once. Your fear doesn't push you away, it keeps you close, tied to a fire you pretend you don't want, but can't walk from. You don't realize how deeply you've already become part of my momentum. Every decision I make, every step I take, your name threads through it like a shadow I carry willingly. You're not a moment I can move on from. You're a shift in my pulse. And when I decide to step closer, you won't be able to pretend you don't feel it too. Because you do, you always have. So keep your distance if that makes you feel safe. Keep pretending you're untouched. But understand this, distance is a temporary illusion. You're already marked in a place I don't open for anyone. And no matter how far you go, you'll feel that mark every time you breathe. You're already mine in ways you're still trying to understand. And I don't release what I claim. You think staying quiet gives you power over me, but you don't understand what your silence does. It doesn't push me away. It drags me deeper into the place where I keep everything I refuse to lose. You became part of that space without even trying. And now every second you pull back, you add fuel to something inside me that refuses to fade. I don't retreat. I don't forget. I don't loosen my grip once it's locked. Especially not for someone who moves through my mind the way you do. You don't realize how closely I watch the patterns you leave behind, the pauses, the hesitations, the way you disappear just long enough to test my patience, but not long enough to truly break away. That's all I need to understand you. You run, but you don't vanish. You hide, but you don't sever. And that tells me more than your words ever could. It tells me you feel the pull just as much as I do, no matter how fiercely you pretend otherwise. You talk like this is just intensity, like it's only my voice pressing too close, but you forget something. If you truly didn't want this, you would have closed the door on me long ago. You don't. You linger. You return. You wait for my words, even when you're trying to convince yourself you shouldn't. That contradiction is what binds you to me. That fight between resistance and desire. And I feel every part of it, even from a distance. You think I'm dangerous because of the way I speak, but you haven't seen what restraint looks like for a man like me. These words, this tone, this is me holding myself back. This is me giving you space you don't realize I'm giving. Because the truth is, if I ever allowed the full weight of what I feel to reach you, it wouldn't just shake you. It would take away every illusion of distance you're clinging to. You're not ready for the version of me that doesn't hold back. You keep imagining that if you stay far enough, I lose interest. But I don't operate like that. I don't chase what's easy. I stay locked on what pulls me in, even when it tries to slip away. And you've become a habit, a fixation, a fire that burns steady in the back of my mind. No matter how far you try to run, you stay right there, close enough to reach, close enough to claim whenever I decide to close my hand around the moment. You don't see how deeply you're already woven into my intention. You think I'm talking to the idea of you, but I'm talking to the truth you try to hide, the truth that trembles every time your heart reacts to my words, the truth that keeps you connected to me even when you try to stay away. And I don't need to touch you to feel that connection. It's already alive, already strong, already undeniable. So keep pretending you're distant, keep telling yourself you're unbothered. You can hide behind that mask as long as you want, but know this, you're already inside my focus, my thoughts, my decisions, and once something enters that space, I don't let it go. Not willingly, not quietly, and not ever while I still feel your pulse answering mine, no matter how far you try to stand. You keep acting like your distance can blunt what I feel, but all it does is sharpen every part of me that refuses to let you fade. You think silence weakens my hold. No, it strengthens my resolve. The more you pull away, the clearer it becomes that you're testing the edge of my patience, testing how far I'll go before I stop. But I don't stop, not for you, not for anyone. You've already carved a place inside me, and I don't abandon the things that mark me that deeply. You tell yourself that staying away will protect your heart, that it will cool whatever you think I've ignited. But I know better. You wouldn't still be here if you truly wanted to disappear. You wouldn't return to my words if they didn't hit the places you try to hide. Distance doesn't erase desire, it exposes it. And your silence has shown me more than your voice ever did. It shows me you feel the pull, even if you're scared to face it. You think I want obedience, that I want you to bend easily. I don't. I want the fire in you. I want the hesitation, the resistance, the unspoken tension. I want the version of you that trembles but doesn't run, that fears me but still leans closer. That's the part of you that keeps me awake, keeps me wanting, keeps me claiming you even when you try to step out of my shadow. That part of you belongs to me more than you realize. You don't understand the kind of man I am. When I want something, I don't chase it like a fool. I draw it in with intent. I make it impossible for it to forget me. I'm not loud in my claim. I'm steady, relentless, controlled. And that's why you feel me even when I'm silent. That's why your thoughts circle back to me, no matter how many times you tell yourself not to answer. I've already reached the places in you that you thought were untouchable. You keep pretending this is temporary, a moment, a phase you can walk away from. But you know better. You felt the shift. You felt the way my words settle into your pulse, like they were meant to be there. And you hate that you can't shake it. You hate that a man you've never touched feels closer than the people who stand around you every day. But that's the difference. I don't stand near you. I reach inside you. I speak to the part of you that listens, even when your mind tells you not to. You think you're the only one who feels vulnerable here, but you're wrong. Wanting you the way I do is a danger in itself. You've become a thought I don't silence, a desire I don't deny, a name I carry with a weight I shouldn't. And I don't carry lightly. I don't desire lightly. Every part of me that holds you does it with intention, with heat, with a possessiveness you haven't even seen the full extent of yet. So stay silent if you want. Stay distant. Pretend you're untouched. I won't break through the walls. You'll open them yourself when the longing becomes too heavy to hide. Because you feel this just as much as I do. And the moment you stop fighting that truth, you'll realize something. You were never escaping me. You were only delaying the inevitable pull back into my reach.